And welcome into a special edition Blue Streaks halftime show interview. I'm your sports director, Logan Petoskey, and sitting down with us for this interview is a very special guest. It is John Carroll women's basketball point guard, Jaylen Hoffmann. Jaylen, thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So just diving right in, right before you came to John Carroll, you're originally from Pittsburgh and played high school basketball at Keystone Oaks in Pennsylvania. Also were the valedictorian in high school, so congratulations on that too. How did you ultimately decide on John Carroll?
Yeah, well, I was always wanting to play basketball after high school, and so, playing AAU, you go through the recruiting process, and it was actually one of the last schools I was looking at was John Carroll, and I came and visited, and I just loved it, just really felt like home, and the team obviously was great, so just chose to come here, and I'm happy I did.
And I know we were kind of talking a little bit before we got started here. So you and your fellow senior on the team, Kaylin Underwood, so you guys both from Pennsylvania, not necessarily the closest to each other, but kind of got closer during that time where you were both looking for where to go to school.
Yeah, for sure. We were on the visit together, and we stayed overnight together and kind of just decided to come here after I decided to come here. Kaylin kind of committed as well, and it's been we've been roommates since freshman year, so it's been a good pair. I've been happy to spend all my 4 years here with her.
And now both a pair of senior leaders here on the squad this year. Also just celebrated this week was National Girls and Women in Sports Day. What does it mean to you, to have that chance to still be able to play basketball here at the collegiate level?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think being a little kid and just thinking about playing in college, and now that I'm here and, there's a whole holiday to celebrate that. So that's pretty cool. I feel like there's a lot of people that, look up to us. I look up to a lot of people who are women in sports. So it's definitely cool to be a part of that.
And you guys doing a great job this season. Just talking about you a little bit more personally, you played in all 28 games last season. I know I'm kind of jumping back a little bit, but you started in 2 of those as a junior. Now this was a team that made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Now you're just one of 2 seniors on the team for this season, so a bit of an increased leadership role for you perhaps. How have you adjusted to this new role?
Oh yeah, that was definitely an adjustment. I'd say just coming up, Hannah Bucci, if you remember, she was always kind of somebody I looked up to as a leader, and so I've tried to kind of take some of her attributes, make them my own. But I think Kaylin and I being pretty big on the leadership role for this team, we were a good pair. And, when you kind of just come into that role after 4 years of seeing different leadership, you figure out what type of leader you want to be. And I just had a really good time just helping everybody, I think, with such a big freshman class. They make it so easy just to see me, somebody with experience, and looking up to me, listening to me. And I think we do well together as a team, yeah. It's been pretty cool.
There certainly has been a lot of great talent throughout the years, and even just in recent years. For instance, looking more inside of the post, Nicole Heffington, Olivia Nagy, and then Kaylin getting a chance to kind of work with them and getting that leadership experience from them. And then, like you said, you with Hannah Bucci this past season, a couple seasons before that. That's great. You guys were able to learn a lot and taking that into this team that definitely is a lot younger. 7 freshmen on the team this season. But the team is currently on a pretty good stretch right now. 11-8 on the season so far. 6-6 in conference play, but you're on a 3-game winning streak. So some positive momentum going. What do you think the team needs to do to keep that going as you get close to the end of the regular season?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, we always say we have to have grit. I think we got to be kind of a little scrappier, got to have that heart just to play at the end of the season when it's this time of the year, it's not always those best teams that are winning. It's the teams that really just want to win. So I think we really just got to have that drive and keep that our focus every game, and I think we'll be good.
And kind of that peaking at the right time as well, right? Absolutely. And your season right now in particular, this season, through 19 games, arguably your best season statistically. Now you are a full-time starter now. You're averaging nearly 8 points a game, over 3 rebounds and 2 assists, also nearly 2 steals as well. So offensively and defensively, you seem to be doing pretty well so far. What's been working well for you this season?
Yeah, I think I'd say just a little bit more of a sense of urgency. It being my last year, I think I go out in the court with a different mindset a lot of the time. Obviously playing for the team, playing for my coaches, but there's that little extra chip on my shoulder just that, you don't always get these games back anymore. So I think just playing with that sense of urgency has kind of helped me statistically, I guess. But, just doing those hustle plays, things like that have just been keeping me going.
That hustle sense of urgency working well, especially in that up-tempo system that your head coach has on the team so far this season. So Once again, our special edition halftime show interview guest is John Carroll women's basketball point guard Jaylen Hoffmann. We've talked plenty on the hardwood, just going to move a little bit off of the basketball court now. So you're currently a senior here at John Carroll, pursuing a degree in mathematics. So do you have any idea what plans you might have for after college?
Yes, I've been looking into data analyst jobs, a lot of analyst jobs. I do have that psych minor and a gender studies minor as well, so it's kind of a broad range of studies that I have, but just kind of looking for something that I can try to use all of them. Analyst kind of jobs look like it'll be a good fit for me.
And certainly sounds like it will be. And best of luck as you continue your journey right after this season here. Still some season left, though, so going to be taking that in as well. What do you enjoy doing when you're not on the basketball court?
Oh, man. I watch a lot of shows, a lot of movies. I like to relax. I found that my body just can't do it anymore, so I don't do too much. I feel like a grandma sometimes, but definitely just relaxing, hanging out at home. I think just taking it easy.
And certainly deservedly so. You guys do a lot of running just back and forth, even full court pressing quite often. So well-deserved break there for you for sure. But for this weekend here, as your team celebrates Senior Day, you yourself being a senior on the squad, what would you say is your favorite memory during your John Carroll experience?
Oh, my favorite memory? Probably sophomore year. I'll never forget when it was our COVID year. And we had won conference tournament regular season that year. Both of those moments when we won those games was just some of the best memories I've had in probably my whole basketball career. It just felt like a very coming full circle moment where like you work so hard, and to get those accolades was definitely something that I really enjoyed being a part of.
That certainly was awesome to see you guys able to put everything together, win the OAC in that season, and looking to do so again this season. Still some regular season left and potentially some conference tournament play as well. So that is a bit of off the basketball court. So going to kind of go into our final segment here. Do want to thank you once again for taking the time to be with us for this halftime interview. It's something I like to call fast favorites. So just 5 quick topics. You just try to give me what your favorite is for each.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. All right. So first up, what is your favorite food?
Ooh, favorite food is probably... The first thing that came to mind was French fries. I don't know why, but it just did, yeah.
Gotcha. Favorite show?
Ooh. Favorite show is probably This Is Us. It just ended, but that was my favorite show, I'd say.
And I know you said you watch a lot of shows and a lot of movies, so I said, well, this is going to be perfect.
Yes.
All right, so your favorite movie?
Good Will Hunting. That's a math movie, too, so.
And no hesitation there.
Yeah, no, that's no hesitation.
Favorite music artist?
Stevie Wonder. It's a throwback for sure, but it's Stevie Wonder for sure, yeah.
You ever mix him into pregame, postgame rotations at all?
I don't know. Sometimes his music doesn't really get me hype, but, you know, it's calm. I like it.
Maybe more the postgame cool down kind of thing?
Maybe the cool down.
Yeah, makes sense. And finally, your favorite all-time basketball player?
Oh, man. Tough. I'm going to say... Ooh. And I don't want to be a fake fan because I don't watch a lot of NBA, to be honest. But I will say Kyrie Irving just because I like the way he plays. I like what he stands for. And handles for sure. I try to get a little something like that in my game.
Yeah, certainly one of the premier ball handlers in the NBA, and certainly appreciated by a lot of the folk in the Cleveland area. Mm-hmm. Probably the biggest shot in Cavaliers history there for sure. Sure. And all-star starter this year as well, so he's still having a lot of success this season.
Yes.
All righty. Well, Jaylen, that's just about all the time we have. Do want to thank you for taking the time to be with us, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Yes, thank you so much.
For sure. That was John Carroll point guard Jaylen Hoffmann for our special edition halftime interview. And coming up, the rest of our coverage of today's matchup between your John Carroll Blue Streaks and the Marietta Pioneers, right here on your home for the Blue Streaks, WJCU.org.